Bonjour, comment allez-vous? This is the Crypto Kid podcast, and today we discuss Bitcoin Treasury fever is catching. Welcome, everybody, to the Crypto Kid podcast. My name is Daniel Plummer. I am the Crypto Kid. This podcast is designed for crypto enthusiasts 18 to 50 who are middle class, upper middle class, or maybe you're just working class and you've inherited a nest egg of money and now you want to know what to do with it. Well, this is the podcast for you. We have a plethora of tips for trading. I'm going to tell you right now, this nothing I say is advice. This is not a financial advice. I am not a licensed or certified financial advisor or Series 7 commodities or stock broker. I'm simply a guy who's been trading for more than 32 years, and I'm sharing my views, my information, and insights that could help you possibly navigate this treacherous terrain we call cryptocurrency. So let's get into it. Today, Bitcoin is trading. I know it just jumped up. It's at $93,501. So it is up $3,000 on Tuesday. Ethereum is not as high. It's at 3,134 US dollars. In the headline news, let's look at Cointelegraph. Microstrategy to raise $1.75 billion with 0% interest notes to buy Bitcoin. Okay, so that seems that MicroStrategy has received approval from the SEC to issue 0% interest notes. Okay, so let's check this out. MicroStrategy, the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin, is set to raise $1.75 billion from senior convertible notes at a 0% interest rate to buy more BTC. Microsoft says it intends to use the net proceeds from this offering to acquire additional Bitcoin. So if you've been following Michael Saylor has he is the CEO of MicroStrategy, and in 2020 he started this strategy of acquiring Bitcoin, and now he's converted all of his US dollars Treasury, all the money that the company had. He's converted that into Bitcoin, and he's encouraged other corporations to do the same. And his reasoning is that the US dollar is a very weak financial instrument. It is not strongly backed. It's a fiat currency that is backed by nothing. And that is what's contributing to the US dollar continuing to lose its value. And we can go back all the way to 1974, 50 years ago, when Henry Kissinger convinced or misled Richard Nixon to get the U.S. off of the gold standard. And my belief is that if you look at the actions that followed that event, the United States has continually given hundreds of millions and now billions of dollars directly in cash and through military weaponry to the state of Israel. And previous to that time, the United States was not able to do that. And that's because they had to have a balanced budget. And they had a balanced budget based upon their spending, and the US dollar was tied to the gold standard. Now, anytime Congress votes to donate cash or military weapons to the state of Israel, they can just take a vote, determine, hey, we're going to give $3 billion to Ukraine or to Israel. And then they contact Janet Yellen, who's the Treasury Secretary, and then she just prints out $3 billion in US dollars and then ships that large or electronically sends that money directly to the Israeli Treasury or to the Ukraine Treasury, to whatever bank that the federal government is using. And then now Ukraine or Israel has access to those US dollars. But anytime you increase the supply of any instrument, any financial instrument, you're going to decrease the price and the demand for that. And that is what has happened. And then we, meaning the United States, have to create other reasons to justify our military presence in Syria, Lebanon, and Iran. And we're always saying it's because we're helping our ally, the state of Israel. But the reality is that it's my belief that the United States government wants to perpetually have its military in the Middle East, and that's because of the abundant supply of oil. And as long as we can have a military presence in the Middle East around the oil fields, then we can have an influence on the price or the production levels of the oil in the Middle East. And that's my personal belief. I do not support the United States military having its physical presence in the state of Israel or the Middle East at all. And I believe we should be bringing back all of our troops. But you and I, American citizens, should be aware that the Biden-Harris administration has deployed U.S. troops on behalf of Israel. And they have been deployed. They are currently being deployed. And they have boots on the ground in Syria, Lebanon, Israel, and Iran on the border. So this is real. In addition to that, we are deploying U.S. troops, not sharing it with the American public, but U.S. troops are also being deployed to Ukraine. And this is an indirect form of war. And that's why it's been brought up that as we transition our economy, getting ready for President-elect Donald Trump to take over, we've noticed a large military buildup by the Biden-Harris administration, which is going to leave a military mess for Donald Trump to clean up, and it's going to have an impact on our economy. Nevertheless, getting back to MicroStrategy, this strategy by other companies is very wise because, as I've just pointed out, as the U.S. continues to deploy troops in an indirect declaration of war in Israel, in the Middle East, and in Ukraine, is having an impact on the price of the dollar. Now has lowered the prime interest rate to boost the economy and the value and strength of the U.S. dollar. So this is kind of like, and this is one of the reasons why the chair of the Federal Reserve needs to be independent of the American president, is because it appears that the Biden-Harris administration is undermining Jerome Powell's efforts to boost the U.S. economy. And it appears that also the Biden-Harris administration is attempting to undermine the incoming president, Donald Trump, by straddling the U.S. economy with a lot of debt. And so Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy is right. He's like, okay, if the American government is going to continue to put us into perpetual wars, which strains the U.S. economy and decreases the value of the U.S. dollar, well, then I want to use a stronger financial instrument, a stronger financial currency than the U.S. dollar to hold the bank or treasury of my company. So switching from US dollars, which are being laden and straddled with all of this debt through all of this military deployment by the Biden-Harris administration, switching those US dollars reserves into BTC, and then to have the price of Bitcoin go from 56,000 to 93,000 for each coin that MicroStrategy has purchased. They are almost making 40,000 US dollars for each coin. And some of those coins they've purchased in 2020. So the gain is even larger. So this strategy of holding the corporate treasury of MicroStrategy in digital currency, specifically Bitcoin, is a wise strategy rather than holding all of the treasury of MicroStrategy in US dollars, as there continues to be a ramp up of military deployment on behalf of the Biden Harris administration. Because of that, we have companies like Similar Scientific, Tesla, and other. I even think Coinbase is now holding a lot of its money in cryptocurrency and digital dollars and not US dollars. So it's my belief that this strategy will continue to catch on with other corporations. And as we see this, it's just going to change the makeup and the valuation of a lot of companies, because now MicroStrategy's valuation is highly tied to the valuation of Bitcoin. And this is an excellent risk, an excellent strategy. We'll keep you updated on all the changes. And please be aware, you probably noticed you can see Crypto Kid TV down at the bottom of the screen. This is my first time using StreamYard to seamlessly do a live stream, both to Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live. I'm loving this. I'm going to continue to use this. Please make some comments below. I have comments live, but if there's no one on here yet, that is okay. I'm going to continue with this. I'm going to say shout out to Callie Muscle, who pushed me to set up a live stream account. And I'm actually paying $9 a month to stream in multi-platforms. So with the free version, it's an excellent version if all you have is one podcast, so you can just use it independently. But if you have more than one, if you have a podcast that's on more than one platform, I encourage you to upgrade to the $9 a week plan so that you can live stream up to 3 platforms, and you can have up to 10 participants. So this is great. Look for one of my live streams later on today with Callie Muscle. We're going to be streaming live. And like I said before, always the future is crypto. So with that, this is the Crypto Kid on Crypto Kid TV on the Crypto Kid podcast. We're signing out, and wish us all the best, and you have a blessed day.